How do they do it? Why do they do it? Riding and crashing and riding and winning and always faster and faster.
Welcome back everybody to With Antone MotoGP 2025. And I want to thank again everybody who's been watching and joining in. It's been fantastic. Well, big news in MotoGP this weekend. Yamaha is finally going to do it. After more than 20 years of using the Inline 4 engine, they will debut the brand new V4 engine at Misano this weekend. You know, the struggle's been with Yamaha. Top speed has been an issue. They've watched the Ducatis, the KTMs, the Aprilias and the Hondas blow straight past them down the main straight. But the Iwata factory has making a big decision, and it's making the biggest change that the factory has made in its MotoGP history. So today I thought it'd be good to take a good look at the V4 engine and ask the question, can it bring Yamaha back to winning ways? Okay, so let's have a look at this. You know, the Inline 4 engine, it's been the smooth motorbike. It's been known to be friendly to ride, easy to ride, and there's even been comparisons that, you know, from the R1 street bike to the M1 race bike, there's not a lot of difference. But, you know, it's been a great motorcycle, the Inline 4. It's delivered multiple world championships, Rossi, Lorenzo, Quartararo. But you know what? MotoGP has changed. And one of the big changes is in the rise of the V4 engines. Now, we've seen this with Ducati, the Desmodici. We've seen it with Honda, with KTM and Aprilia. They dominate the speed on the straights. They dominate in aerodynamics with the narrower V4 engine. And really, the inline Yamaha engine is just getting lost. But one of the things to remember is this is not totally new for Yamaha. If you remember back in the 500cc days, Yamaha won multiple races, and they did that on a V4 two-stroke. It provided racing legends such as Rainey and Eddie Lawson to win world championships. So in a way for Yamaha this weekend at Misano, it's going a little bit back to the past and back to those roots where they actually dominated so well. So let's talk about exactly a little bit of the history of this V4 four-stroke for Yamaha. February 2024, we saw its debut in Sepang pre-season. We saw Cal Crutchlow, legendary fast British rider, jump on that bike, and he ran around and they started the development cycle. Again, in February 2025 in Sepang, they put it back on the track, but this time in the testing, they put it out there with their rivals and they could see exactly how the bike was going in terms of speed and really how competitive that bike is. And then let's go forward. Mid-June this year in 2025, Dovizioso was drafted in as a test rider after Cal Crutchlow's hand injury, and Fernandez, of course, they both got to test the V4 at Barcelona. Now we know Barcelona, it's got the long, fast straights, the tight turns, and that's why we saw just this week gone, Fabio Quartararo jump on the bike in Barcelona because they had data. And I think that's very important. Now that test result's been highly guarded. I understand there was some bad weather, and reading reports, he seems to be about 1.82 seconds behind what his race pace was, but the track was not in the same condition. Now, this weekend, what are we going to see in Misano? We're going to see the V4 Yamaha on the racetrack. No testing. It's going to be out there, full allocation. Fernandez will make this historic debut. And then, of course, on Monday, we will see all of the riders get to jump on that V4 Yamaha, Rins, Miller, Fabio Quartararo, and of course, they will be able to get their feedback. So, what are we thinking? After 30 years or so, the V4 for Yamaha is back. Now, will this start the comeback? Will this start to put the Yamaha towards the front of the grid? And will it keep Fabio Quartararo? Yamaha are desperate to keep Fabio. He is their alien and they want to keep him on that bike. There's also some rumours going around that perhaps Jack Miller may even race this V4 engine for the rest of the year and forfeit his points because of the change of engine. Because there is a rumour out there at the moment, and one of the big rumours is if Marc Marquez goes back to Honda in 27, then Fabio will be jumping onto the red bike. So Yamaha are desperate to keep Fabio on that bike. Okay, so the race this weekend, what do we think? Let's look at some past winners. In 24, we had 2 races that were run. Marc Marquez from Bagnaia and Bastianini in the first race a weekend later. The Emilia Romagna race, it was Bastianini who got the win from Martin on the Ducati, of course, and Marc Marquez. And in 23, it was Martin from Bezzecchi from Fabio. So a lot of Ducati names and riders there. But I think there's something that's coming this weekend, and I think it's the rise of KTM. I think Marc Marquez should win this race, and I think he will do well to do that in front of Alex Marquez. But I think the big tip for this weekend is KTM. And I think that Bastianini or Pedro Acosta will put that bike on the box in the main Grand Prix. It seems that Luca Cecchinello from LCR Racing has got a number of offers in his copybook, as he says, from other investors and people looking to come forward to get involved. We saw this beautiful placement by Liberty of Gunther Steiner last weekend. I mean, that is a classic. It's such a small investment to get a big name like that involved, linking Formula One to MotoGP. So I think that that's really, really amazing. And I'm hearing that the tests that Honda were doing in Barcelona on Monday this week, the new chassis or frame is apparently something that Espargaro is saying will make a huge difference to the performance of Honda. Also, KTM, again, there's some disagreements about what's going on. We know KTM are trying to sell the race team to make it an independent entity. The board members, the CEOs are arguing, will they make KTMs in Europe or will they withdraw all of that? So that's an ongoing debate, and that might be something that also affects what levels of investment will be coming back into MotoGP in terms of the new liberty and rules in 27. And 27, the tip also, as we mentioned earlier, maybe it's Mireia and Marc Marquez on the Works Hondas. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, I had a look at the weather this weekend. It's mid-20s. It's going to be fine. Shouldn't be any rain at all. So that should make it a great spectacle. But the good news is the Monday test, probably one of the most exciting tests that we're going to see after Fernandez debuts the V4, fine and sunny. So we'll see how the Yamaha goes. But what do you think? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think this is the first step for Yamaha to get back onto the top of the podium? And will it be enough to keep Fabio Quartararo? Anyway, why don't you drop me your thoughts down in the comments, or if you've got a race prediction, then let me know about what that is. And if you've enjoyed today, then why not give it a thumbs up? Okay, well, thanks for watching this week, and we'll talk again soon. Okay, bye for now.